thing? You fucking racist.
Why'd you do that?
I'm Matt. Welcome to Jackass.
You could use that. You could do that.
Everybody quiet real quick. Look at the screen. 3.
All right.
Yeah, that
Did you hear that, Ashton?
Wait.
I did hear it.
Now do it in rhythm.
Yeah, let's all do it at the same time. Or actually, do it here first to see if it makes a sound. Did you hear? Wait, Clay, wait. Can you hear it when he does it over here?
Yep. It's just like.
It's like
So-
it's smaller.
Yeah, that'll be
okay,
fine.
so-
Chair.
Big old book. Chair.
Chair?
Chair.
Chair. Oh, that's fucking genius.
All right. So this is what we'll do. Everybody, we'll get our beers.
I can't crack it open.
Hide and seek. That's a good game. I love that game.
All right. So here we go. You guys ready?
No. Oh, is that?
I didn't know we were.
Oh, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Should we
3,
do,
2,
like, a
1.
timer? Bro, I didn't.
Oh, it was pretty quiet. Okay. All right.
Peyton.
Hi, my name is Peyton.
I'm Matt, and this is Jackass.
My name is Carter.
Oh, I am black. You can call me Michael Jordan. I'm Clay.
And we
Sorry, I
are
was
2
somebody
beers in.
We are two beer.
We are 2 drinks
we are
in.
2 drinks in.
I'm half a beer.
All right. So now we're on to video games.
on the video games.
Which one?
We're gonna go. Which one? Clay, do you want to talk about any video games? Any
I'm not
specific
talking
ones?
about Halo, motherfucker.
I can't.
You sure?
I'm not talking
We-
about
we-
Halo.
I can't
We
talk
can
about
go on
Halo
the
as
Master
more
Chief
or
collection.
Star
We
Wars.
gotta wait in a few more weeks.
Couple more weeks until Infinite.
Yeah.
Because that's just gonna be
until
nice.
Halo.
After
God,
6 long
fucking-
years.
Dude, Halo's still not. I wouldn't say it's still busting, but
It's not
going
busting.
back and
It
playing
will.
the shit is that it's
It will.
still. It's still
Halo
like
got
the
tipped
older
upside
stuff
down,
still
and
has
they shook
its
its
charm
lunch money out
to
of
it.
its pockets like a bitch.
I once had lunch money
Until Halo took it.
until I started bringing my lunch to school.
In the Master Chief lunchbox.
I wish.
Fuck! Shut the fuck up. What are we talking about?
Limited
All right,
edition.
so we're not talking about Halo, so that narrows it down a little bit.
Yeah, that narrows it down a lot.
That's
'cause I'm
pretty
not
fun.
talking about
I feel like
Halo,
I'm being targeted right now. That's like my favorite game.
and you're not borrowing my Hot Wheels, Harold. Don't ask again.
Why not?
So, what do you guys mostly? You guys mostly play on PC. No, what
Well, I
console
play
games?
everything,
Because you have a
everything, yeah.
PS5, Matt. Peyton, you're still. Are you waiting? You got your PS5.
Yeah,
right?
we got
I
PS5
had one
before
before
me.
anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, look at this guy.
I was being a degenerate about it. I shipped it from Italy.
ooh,
Shipped it from Italy. Yeah, say something in Italian.
spaghetti.
Ciao.
Giorno Giovanna.
There you go.
Don't ever fucking say that to me again, you fucking weed.
Correga. Requiem.
When did you get your PlayStation?
It's
Bought it
probably
pretty much,
like.
right away? 'Cause I thought
No, it wasn't. It wasn't right away. When did it come out?
That was
Which one?
like holiday
PS5.
of 19, right before the
PS5?
coronavirus.
2020. No, 2020.
PS5?
It was 2020.
Yeah, that was last year.
But like I got
Damn,
it
really? It's been a
November
year.
or
Yeah, it has
December
been a
of
year.
2020 because I
But
got
nobody's
it.
known to
I got
get
it
it, of
before I got
course.
Miles Morales, which I got for Christmas. So I had it sometime in November.
I got it like September 7th. I was supposed to work that day, and then my car broke. And then, like, because I don't know how to turn off my lights when I get home.
November 2020 is when it came out.
2020.
I
Yeah,
think
you got it like 4 months after.
Wait,
Wasn't it
came
like-
out.
it was like
no,
November 12th,
'cause
wasn't
I
it?
got
Something like
Miles
that.
Morales on the PS5 that Christmas because I got Demon Souls, beat Demon Souls, and then got Miles Morales. And no, I got Hitman 3 too.
There's no way you got it that soon after.
I got it.
There's no way.
I thought I took a minute.
Maybe you got
too.
it before. Maybe.
Maybe I don't remember.
You
though.
would know better than me. Why the fuck don't you
I
know?
don't fucking know. I thought it came out like a couple months before November. I didn't know. Fuck it. I guess I'm a cool kid.
Nah, I got that shit.
I remember I
shit.
was watching Godzilla, the original one.
I didn't get a
and-
gouge
Peyton
price
had the
like a fucking
PS5
idiot.
before it was
talking?
cool.
So, shut up. I was watching the original Godzilla, and I got like a tweet that the international ones are dropping. And I was like, no, hold up. Technically, that should work because they're not region locked. And then I saw a thing that they come with a different plug, but if you have a PS4, then you have the right plug. And I was like, fuck, I know most people will be a bitch, but I ain't a bitch. So I got on the Italian Amazon because I kept selling. It dropped in Germany,
The
it dropped in
Italian
the
Amazon.
UK, and dropped somewhere else. So like, fuck that. I'm gonna like watch the Italian one because I know it's about to drop. And then it hit like 5 a.m. I saw it drop, and I made an Italian Amazon before. I got that shit the moment it came out. 5 minutes after it sold out, and then I had the shipping. It came in like 4 days later.
Damn.
Yeah, it was nice.
Across seas, bro. Amazon is fucking wild.
Amazon's weird, bro. Across seas, 4 days.
I mean,
Crazy.
It's largely undiscovered.
I got Naruto Rise of Ninja, and it took like 2 weeks to fucking ship from like Tennessee.
What?
Yeah, isn't that
What
shit
the
crazy?
hell?
Yeah, isn't that
Yeah.
fucking weird?
And then Amazon has someone swimming through the fucking ocean,
Yeah. Same thing.
Like dolphins. and
holding the
shit, yeah.
PS5 above the fucking water.
As long as I got it, I don't mind.
A name Peyton on it and his address, which I'm about to
With
state.
my Italian PS5 booklet I have at 45 clicks.
So they've sold about 10 million PS5s at this point, and
What?
they have
That's
made
actually a good
15
bet.
million.
That's
They've made 15
That's-
million. They've sold 10 million at this point. Where are the other 5 fucking million?
That's surprising.
no matter
Yeah.
what, you gotta
Just
buy
chilling.
one, even if
Yeah,
like,
they are just chilling, just like at random different like shops and everything at $900 a piece, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Why the fuck? I know why they're not cheaper, but with that kind of back catalog, you would think that they would be able to roll out those models that we got right now, and then eventually get a lot more in.
Yeah.
Well,
They're getting ready for Christmas though.
It is not worth $900.
Oh, yeah.
It's not
no.
worth $900
Because-
it just is.
It came out with no
if you
themes,
think about it, this
no
is, like,
games.
them keeping it scarce is like that's the only way for them to keep the prices so high for so long.
Are
is
they
them
keeping it
keeping-
scarce on purpose? Isn't it?
No.
I mean, well,
Here's-
who are
here's
these
what it
scalpers
is.
though? Who are the scalpers that are buying like 50 at a time? You?
I'm not buying 50.
How
It's like
many?
25.
No,
like
because,
25,
But
30
I
at a
that,
time.
like,
Come on.
bought more than a few
Yeah.
and sold them for just like
Because
100
I
more
found a
each.
program online that people are running scripts to like buy them, shadow buy them, like on I think the website to sell was Walmart,
dog.
Target, Best Buy.
Walmart,
I
Target, Best Buy.
made my own script and it didn't work, sadly, but
Like a movie script, yeah.
unfortunate. And I was gonna buy one off of that, but like it's a bigger thing than it should be, and
The PS5 is very big.
it's so like they're not the ones that they're making. Shut up.
like a
The ones that they're
PS5.
making aren't being sold by them anymore, so they're not actually getting most of the money
is.
because they're like losing money off this
Massive.
now.
They
Because
got
that's what I was
Xbox
telling
One
them. They're making
DVR.
revisions of the PS5 where like they're not saying
Fucking
anything, but if you
PS5
open
is
it
like-
up, the parts are different.
Yeah.
Tower.
So
It's a mini fridge.
So
Have you seen an
Xbox is
actual mini
fucking
fridge?
stupid. Yeah, that's
You
funny.
can
That's
fit
funny.
the Series X in there perfectly. It fits in there.
Can you
perfectly.
actually?
It's a very small mini fridge, but like it's.
Are you talking about
I
like the
fucking
mini
heard
fridge
about
that's
that
like
shit.
Call
They made
of
it
Duty?
for the
like,
meme.
No, they made a Xbox mini fridge.
Yeah,
because
It looks
people
like
kept
the
making
Series
meme.
X.
They did
Yeah.
it just for the
People
fucking
kept making
meme
the
of it.
meme.
Microsoft's fucking wild, bro.
Microsoft makes no fucking sense.
They're out there fucking memeing.
Yeah, bro,
They're
this-
fucking.
No, not they're
hilarious.
failing,
fucking
and they're
joke.
like, "Oh, we can make a funny joke," and they
What a
did.
fucking joke.
They're
What a
always
joke of a
joking.
fucking company.
I-
A superpower
I hate
turned
them so
into a
much.
fucking joke.
I hate them, but I love them because I use their computers all the time.
Selling a yearly subscription to type your fucking essays. What the
Right?
fuck?
Yeah, that is fucking. That should be a part of the fucking computer. What
Yeah,
the
that's
fuck?
Facts.
$3.99,
Well, get on
dog.
Google Docs and do it, bro.
If I
Fucking
buy a
real
typewriter, I have to pay a
bitches.
monthly subscription for paper.
Yo,
So
what's up,
I
guys?
mean, in a way.
Have y'all seen the Gucci Xbox that just got released?
are you
my
fucking me?
Oh,
Are you
dude.
sucking my
Yeah.
handles right now?
Are you grabbing
Gucci
my
Xbox.
love handles and driving into me right now?
No, I swear on everything. I've seen it on like Instagram a million times. Well,
This
that's
isn't
not
real.
credible, but you know.
Well, a lot of people make custom cases
Says
for
this gets away.
Xbox and PS5 and shit like that all the time.
Gucci Xbox.
Like a brand, like legit X, like Gucci X. Gucci X
Can I see
Tekken.
this?
I promise you, like this has been.
Bro,
That's
what the
fucking stupid.
fuck?
Everywhere. $10,000 retail.
Oh my god! I'm not gonna pay $10,000 to play Halo.
See what I'm saying? Like.
I mean, but that's
I mean, come on.
It is Xbox exclusive now.
It's worth it.
But that's got bought out by Microsoft.
Halo's
So
You think that's
the
worth
new
it?
Elder
Halo
Scrolls,
was worth
the
all the
new-
money in the world.
I don't know if that Elder Scrolls 6 comes out. I think that Xbox sales are going to skyrocket if
Wait,
it is an
are they-
Xbox
are they
Now,
exclusive.
just how old
No,
are
Bethesda's
these
an
scrolls?
Xbox. No,
I know
Bethesda
they're a
was
subsidiary of
bought by
Microsoft
Microsoft.
now, but they're not gonna do that.
well, they're doing that with Starfall. Is that what it's called?
Starfall's an Xbox. No, because
Yes, it
Microsoft
is.
has a thing too where they
something
say it's an
falling
exclusive,
space.
but they release it on the Windows Store. So every game's like Xbox and PC games.
I guess so. Yeah.
Like
Microsoft
even
is
Forza 5,
PC.
Forza Horizon 5 is like it's considered a exclusive for Microsoft, but like
But
you
it's
can
still
buy
on
it
the
on
store.
Steam and on the Microsoft Store.
Yeah.
Like it's
Wait,
weird.
can you get Psychonauts 2 on PS5?
Yeah,
Did you
no.
burp out
I
all
don't
that
think so.
vape, Matt?
I don't know.
I
You
actually
just
don't know.
burped out all that vape.
I swallowed it, bro.
Isn't Game Pass? Isn't Game Pass
I
on
breathe
like?
this shit, dog.
like,
I've never
if you
seen
wanna- if you
people
wanna get
burp out
Game Pass
vape.
on
I've seen
PC,
people.
Can you do that?
Damn it.
That's
It's a
fucking
different
wild.
list of games, but they still have Game Pass.
The Game Pass subscription is so fucking wild. Like they're turning that shit into like Netflix for games.
Yeah,
For
it's
only
like,
$1, you can
that
get the
shit
entire
wasn't-
Yakuza collection.
You can get
For
a lot
$1,
of shit.
you can get 7 games of one of the most revered franchises
Wait,
of all
8,
time.
9. Like a dragon?
10, 11.
Nine, like no for.
Oh my fucking
German?
god, there's 8.
12, 13%.
No, there's 8. There's 8. I mean, Dead
Oh,
Cells
there is
3
eight.
there's
3/5.
9.
One through
And
seven is
then
zero.
Ishin
The
and
compromise?
Kenzen,
The
that'd make it
1% of the
11, and then
1%?
Black Panther 1
You
and
said
2,
3/5
that'd be
compromise?
2. That'd be
All right, shut the fuck up.
13. There's about 13 mainline Yakuza games, I would say.
Thanks, man.
And it is a
Shut the fuck
absolute.
up.
I mean, it's just a revering.
Shut the fuck up.
True Japanese crime drama that has the best.
Shut the
brawler
fuck
fucking
up.
The one where he
mechanics.
slams
We'll-
on the table
we'll
and
have-
walks away.
Yeah, it's amazing. If you ever want the best, the best shit posting community is the Yakuza fan base.
Nah,
And
it's Dark
I
Souls.
I stand by that. I
That's
stand-
only because
I can
you
show
look up Yakuza
No,
on YouTube
no,
and
no,
you
no,
get the
no,
funny
no,
memes.
no,
I
no,
did the
no,
same
no,
thing with Dark Souls.
No,
and I found
they
funny
are
memes.
they
You
are
gotta play
contagious,
Dark
bro. They're
Souls to
out
get
there,
those
bro. There's
jokes.
plenty of accounts that
There's
are
so much
posting shit
wacky
posts
shit
of
in Yakuza.
Are you
could
telling
just-
me that you had to play Dark Souls to understand Get Good?
that's not a funny meme?
That's pretty funny.
That's not a funny meme.
Like whenever the
You say
company.
get good more. I don't say more than anything, but that's like a staple.
Yeah. Are you telling me that whenever somebody complained that their boss they made on the DLC is too
And then someone
hard,
went, "Get
and
good"?
no, the company from Software said Get Good.
Yep.
You don't think that was funny?
Oh, of course it was funny.
Of course
That's
it's
the
funny,
only-
Matt. It's a funny. The company
was
themselves shitpost.
one
Loud.
fucking.
What mouth?
Are
I
you
rolled
kidding
on
me?
the floor
Yakuza is a
expressing
shitpost series, and
joy.
there's 7 of them.
You're right, because those games make no fucking sense.
But they're amazing.
They are. They're pretty good.
I'm
Yeah,
sure they
that's
made a
what I
lot of
fucking
sense.
thought.
They probably made a lot
Dark
of
Souls
dollars
is too.
too.
To be fair, Dark Souls is
Dark
a
Souls
shitpost.
makes no fucking sense.
They made a trap
Don't
to
ever
trap
tell
people.
me Dark Souls makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
You fucking
They made a
dumbass.
trap to fuck with
Honestly,
people, and
what
it
an
worked.
actual
I honestly
idiot.
don't like get the Dark Souls. Do people just want to suffer? Like, what is the point in playing this game?
I don't know, Matt. You're playing
For the
right
most
now. Do you
part,
want to
yeah.
suffer?
I am playing through it right now, and I will say,
And
I'm actually,
have you beaten
How do
Dark
you
Souls
feel?
before?
No,
Like,
I beat Sekiro, which isn't
Right.
considered a Souls game from this sweaty fucking nerd. Okay, even though it's released by From Software, and he'd get down and suck from
I would
Software.
suck
it's a beautiful fucking game.
What is his
dude.
name? Miyazaki. He'd
Miyazaki,
probably blow
yeah.
him like nobody's fucking business, bro.
Well-
and guess what, bud? That guy made Sekiro. You fucking dumbass.
Actually,
So
he did make
it's a Souls
Sekiro.
game.
He did not make Sekiro.
I don't.
Well,
I
I
don't
mean, if you're
care.
gonna say something,
It
be
is
right
the
about it.
Same company. It is the same company.
The point-
with the same Souls mechanic. It has the same fucking bonfire.
Hey, what's your
mechanic.
favorite build in
Mario, I
Sekiro?
wish we had
Hey, bro,
Souls.
I love the fucking Lotus umbrella.
A
Oh, that's
Gingers.
crazy.
Paired with
Born
the
at
fucking
it. I don't know which part
loaded
I-
shirt.
it-
Alright, so you're laughing because you're wrong.
Might be able to
There
say
is
that,
no
yeah.
builds in Sekiro.
That's
I
why,
say the
like, it's
mechanical
Touch grass. Feel the touch of a woman.
I
or
don't want
something.
to. I don't want
Jesus
to.
Christ.
You can't tell me it's a
So,
bad
I
game.
am-
I've beaten all of them like 4 times.
No one asked. So,
I
so
fucking hate you.
I'm playing through Dark Souls right now, right? The first one.
And he's obsessed
And
with it.
I am enjoying it very thoroughly because one, it pisses me off.
That's what I be
to
telling
nobody's
you.
end, right? It pisses
Yeah.
everybody off.
Yeah,
but you
every-
beat
like-
that boss, bro.
And you feel so fucking
Because it
good.
went
You have
free
to-
on the Xbox Live Arcade. I wound up playing through the first level, died one time. I was like, okay, and I died again to the first boss, and I was like, so this game is impossible.
Correct.
You
Yeah,
don't
so
play
that's-
it.
but it's
I
not
just
a game.
dropped
But it's
it.
not. It's not impossible.
That's
It's about how
exactly
far
what
you're
happened to
willing
me,
to
and I
go.
stopped playing it forever.
Yeah, I'm
I beat
willing
it
to-
once, and then after that, I knew how to beat the entire game like the back of my hand, and that's just how all of them
It's
are.
I died
genuinely
twice
just
in the first level.
determination.
It's-
So the
I'm
game
not
makes you
playing that
so
game.
angry that you want to beat it.
Yeah, because I have autism.
Exactly. So you beat that boss, you stand up, you throw your controller down, you say, "Suck my dick, you fat fuck,"
And then you're like, I'm done with this game. Alt F4, you're like, you turn it back
you
on.
get back on. You're seeing all of these beautifully crafted
So it's kind of like when you come home to
and-
your wife after like a long day. And you're just
Absolutely,
like,
you beat
yeah,
the shit out of her, and then you
start wailing right on it. Yeah.
You teach her who's the man.
Where's my
So,
beer, bitch?
There's
It's not funny, dude.
there's just all these
you hand me a
beautiful
beer?
landscapes that are
Actually,
just
come down
completely
over there
torn
real quick,
apart by this
somebody.
desolate fucking world,
L.
and just like you get to these bosses, you feel the amount of
so they
despair
suck.
that the game wants you to.
Isn't
the
it,
game
like-
makes you feel fucking helpless because you are. There are these
Grass hits me more.
absolute fucking units in this world, and you're
They
like,
not
there is
though?
no way.
What
I
is
can
like the
beat this.
genre of Dark Souls?
Souls.
RPG?
But okay, well, what
RPG.
Well,
Souls-like.
I guess that's okay. Yeah, I guess that would-
RPG.
What,
It's
what
an
is what
RPG
is like
adventure
the
game.
genre of like the setting? I guess
Genre.
It's an
setting?
adventure game.
Yeah, the setting is a medieval adventure.
medieval.
game.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's
it's
Well,
medieval.
it's
Okay.
yeah, it's a.
That's what it
it's,
seems like. Yeah,
It's a
Medieval
a
fantasy.
Western,
Medieval fantasy. That's what I'm.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
It's
looking
a
for, okay.
Western medieval fantasy, and the new one that he's
Western.
making is going to be an Eastern-based game. Because if you
So,
look
like-
at it,
Seriously?
it's a yeah, they're Japanese games, but like they're very much Western appeal.
Correct.
Like it's American and medieval, like European armors. But like in the new ones, they're doing a lot more like Sekiro was also like the beginning of their turn to that. They're making Eastern and like
It's so
Japanese.
The new game is
good.
something Ring or something, right?
Elden Ring.
Elden
yeah,
Ring,
which
right.
looks fucking amazing. It
Yeah, I've
looks
seen
so
several
good.
things on it.
There was
I mean,
they
Sekiro
released.
has a cohesive story. So I
It
have
does.
to
It does
say
have a good story.
has
It does have an amazing
fantastic
story. But that's not the point.
And
Zip
you can
it.
understand
So
it. You don't
the
have to
Elden-
read every item in
They
order to know
released-
what's going on.
They released.
There's voices.
God damn.
Shut the fuck up. They released like a.
They
They released like a review copy
He do be
for
going,
for
though.
like streamers and YouTubers for Elden Ring, and they play like the beginning, like maybe like 4 hours of it, and
Right.
they
Plus some
changed
online
so
features.
much and some online features.
Yeah.
Hello.
So
Hello.
the co-op is no longer bound by fog walls. You can just do anything with your friends, kind of. I mean, there is fog walls, but it's
Fog
very
walls
rare.
isn't really like that big of a deal in Dark Souls.
How do
I
you
It's
don't
make a
not.
wall
If
out of
anything, it's a
fog?
feeling of reprieve when you dash through all the fucking enemies
And
get
you
to
see
it,
a fog wall.
and you see a fog, and you go through it, and it means nothing.
It's a
There's
safety
no
net.
bosses. There's no bosses on the other side because you even go through because like sometimes you expect there to not be a boss. Like right now, I'm playing it. I go through it expecting a boss, and there's not. And then when I don't expect a boss, I go in and there's this big fucking dude that's just bounding towards me. You know, it's
So fog walls, do you mean by like render distance of the thing? Because like what companies,
mini
will,
map?
what games will
I
do?
would say it's how they loaded.
Well,
right. 'Cause
yeah.
what games will do is they will put fog around you so that you're not able to see, like Silent Hill. You'll
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
not be able to see very far because of the fog,
Yeah.
and that's how far
Well,
the game
absolutely.
renders out.
Well,
so
it's-
like
they
Dark
don't-
Souls, that's the same thing as what you mentioned,
It's
right?
more of like segmenting like levels.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
before you go to the boss fight, before it like
It's
it
like,
renders before. It's just like a.
It doesn't
This is the new
activate.
area. It's
Right.
more for
Activate.
you, not the game.
You can
Okay,
glitch
yeah,
through the
yeah,
fog wall, and
The boss is still there.
The boss is there, not doing shit, and it'll even play the boss music and have the health bar, but the boss is there. and
It's
it
still
didn't get
rendered.
triggered.
It's still rendered.
What
It's
is he
just
the
a
boss
matter
of
of.
exactly? Like, who does he control?
the
your mom?
CEO of racism.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
No, fucking.
that's why we're taking him down.
If I
not
have
used to
to
opposition.
explain like Dark Souls, it's adrenaline.
Oh yeah.
Genuine adrenaline. I am shaking every time I beat a boss because like you get to the halfway
And
point
everyone
and you're doing
clapped.
good, and like you're fucking shaking and your palms are sweating and
Now,
you're
do you fight
breathing
or
heavily
do you fly?
Both.
both? I guess.
Interesting.
Fight or fly. I don't like your questions.
Why?
Because
don't
they're not.
like your
They're
questions.
anti questions.
They're anti questions. Like they
don't know how
catch
to
me off
put it.
guard, right? And I'm like, oh yeah.
Fuck.
All right, so do you guys want to? I had an idea since y'all both got PS5s and I do not.
Okay.
Would y'all like to talk about Miles Morales?
Miles Morales.
Wow.
I would absolutely love.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
I
down.
saw the gameplay
Well,
Spider-Man PS4. I watched gameplay of Spider-Man PS4 and seen the storyline of it and everything. I'm familiar with that, but I've not seen anything whatsoever on Miles Morales.
Now, what I know, honestly,
Shut the
and
fuck
this,
up.
This is
So
my
the
personal thing. I think
Clay is Spider-Man. He
His-
has the floor.
What do you have an issue with
his,
Miles
his
Morales?
swagger is very exaggerated.
So yeah, the thing.
He's very much a
You
black-
took my fucking joke.
very much a black
The
teen.
thing about Miles Morales PS5 is that you play you have the sophisticated swagger of a young black teen.
very
So-
sophisticated.
Very sophisticated.
I would like to start with I am proud to say I've played almost every single Spider-Man game except for the ones on the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, wow.
I
So
haven't played
like you said to
Spider-Man
me,
since
no one
PS2.
asked.
It's not funny a second time.
Well, yeah.
One time it's
Go for
funny,
three.
two times it's fucking
Go for
annoying.
three.
No,
Three is the magic number.
No one asked.
So
There you go. There you go.
that's fair. So
Thank you guys for
I-
the pity.
What's 3 times 3?
Thanks for the pity.
you have no idea how
believe it.
excited I was for Spider-Man, bro.
Cubed.
When Insomniac announced Spider-Man,
14.
I got so fucking because Insomniac before has created fucking the Ratchet and Clank remake.
Right.
The
Which is good.
The complete reboot of the series, right?
Uh-huh.
And they made Rift Apart, and then they announced Spider-Man, which was in the works for
Indubitably.
like over 4 years, I think.
To put it in the most simple way, Spider-Man games now are the most inoffensive games you'll ever play.
Absolutely.
Like, you might have somebody play it and go, oh, this isn't the greatest game I've ever played, but it's fine. And you'll have somebody say, it's not bad, it's good. Or somebody else will say, oh, it's fucking amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
if
No
you
one
ask
will
me,
say it's
I would
bad.
say it's one of the most perfect games I've ever
Yeah.
played.
Uh-huh.
And it's not. Playing through it
I
again,
don't think it is,
realize its flaws. And
Uh-huh.
I realize it's not for everybody.
But it's so
because
inoffensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's you
if
know,
it gets you the first time, then like it doesn't matter because most people only play it one time.
every Spider-Man like story I feel like is the fucking same because you know
Apocalypse
Spider-Man,
Now.
yeah, bad
it's
people
either Apocalypse
with
Now
spider
or
powers.
it starts good. Someone frames Spider-Man. He has to deal with it, and a bunch of villains come out of fucking nowhere just
Right.
to kind of accentuate, like, we have villains.
Right.
Let us show you. The Sinister Six.
Uh-huh.
Or is it the Sinister Four?
It's Sinister
It's
Six.
always
Sinister
a
Six.
Wait, right?
rotating cast of different
Satan's
people
in
inside of there.
Of course.
Jamie, pull it up. Sinister 6 or Sinister 4?
I mean,
It's 6.
there's-
It's no, because there's
Octodad.
Scorpion, Octodad,
Scorpion.
and
You got
Rhino,
the Green Goblin.
Falcon.
Green
No,
Goblin.
that's
He was
fucking
awesome.
Vulture.
Vulture. You're right.
Green Goblin isn't part of the Sinister
He's
Six,
not a
is
part
he?
of
Don't get me
Sinister Six.
started.
I need to watch that movie again.
No, I think it's 4.
Spider-Man is great. Yeah.
I just
Electro?
Willem Dafoe.
I think he is.
Electro?
Right?
I don't think Green Goblin is part of this.
And
Oh,
Green
wait.
Goblin hasn't been part of a good Spider-Man game in a while. Like, what was the last good Spider-Man that he was in?
Spider-Man 1, the movie game. Shut the fuck up.
In 2001? 20 years ago?
Yeah, he kind of got you there, Matt. He did
that
ask.
game is
Wow.
so bad. I cannot describe.
I
how bad
refuse
that
to go
game
back
is.
and play Spider-Man 2 because I had it on the Xbox and I remember loving
No,
that
no,
game.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man
You wanna
2 is
play-
the one with the great web
I
swinging.
Play it
I
again.
won't play it
Please
again.
hear me out.
Web swinging.
Please hear me out.
The web
know.
swinging
Please hear me
good.
out.
I will see you in.
Will you answer the door if I ring the bell?
Who's there?
I fucking hate
Spider-Man 2. So basically, if you boot it up on PCSX2 completely legally with your own copy, right?
this. I do have a copy.
Yeah, if you boot it up on that and you render it at 4K, 60 frames per second, it is still some of the best swinging mechanics up to Insomniacs, right? Because even Ultimate Spider-Man had really good swinging mechanics, but it wasn't Spider-Man 2. You know what I mean? Ultimate
Wait.
Spider-Man was
Right, yeah.
So is it
It
Sinister
was the
4 or
ultimate
Sinister
one.
6?
Yes.
6.
Hey,
Who are
real
the
quick.
six?
Green
Wait, can you
Goblin
name them
So
off?
you got Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Sandman, Electro, Vulture,
Sandman.
and Mysterio.
Sandman.
Aha.
What
Mysterio?
about what about the Scorpion
What's wrong
dude?
with
Mysterio
What
in
about-
there
what
every
about
once in a
Doc-
while, bro.
What about the alligator dude?
He's in
Killer
there.
Croc.
That's
That's
whatever.
Batman, you
How-
dumbass.
Nah, there's one.
No,
that's-
hold on.
How
and-
can he
The-
be an
he's
alligator
the
and
lizard.
a crocodile?
When
Doesn't make any sense.
The Lizard. He was
Lizard,
in
yeah, remember?
Amazing Spider-Man, the first one.
Oh, the lizard, the Killer Croc.
I don't remember.
Batman.
I know, I don't
the
remember.
I know
shoe?
what you're talking about, but maybe he's not high ranking enough to be part of the Sinister Six.
I don't know exactly what the
I'm
Sinister
seeing
Six are.
these, and these are people like I know off the top of my head.
Yeah, I do know like Electro, Green
This new
Goblin, all
movie
of them,
finna
of
be
course.
fire though. That shit
No
gonna
Way
be good.
Home,
Bro, I'm hype. I'm gonna go watch that day
You have
out
no
or
idea.
day first.
We should do a movie. Like maybe we should save
I can talk about
the
movies.
after work podcast for
can't.
like talking about like movies and shit
I can
like
talk
that.
about
That'd be
movies,
I
bro.
talk
fire.
about horror movies.
I can talk about fucking
Yeah.
movies all
Horror
day. I
movies.
love movies.
It's like
Right, so
watched number
Miles
one.
Morales.
Anyways, Miles Morales. So you play a black kid, and you have electricity.
So how
and
does
it's kinda
that?
cool.
How does the blackness affect the?
He has a
the
lot of
gameplay
swagger.
in
He
this?
has a
Let
lot
me
of
say-
swagger.
It's extremely exaggerated.
The soundtrack to Miles Morales isn't for like everybody, obviously, but like
It's pretty.
The soundtrack is amazing.
It's
if
pretty.
you watch Into the Spider-Verse and you enjoyed the soundtrack,
I mean,
in that,
I don't like that kind of music,
Like-
but I can still respect it. It's pretty. Like,
No,
it's
I
fine.
like-
oh, is that a race thing?
Wow.
Can you pass me my water?
We'll go. We need to veer off. Miles Morales is a black kid. All right, and that
just need to accept
And that's that.
We'll accept that.
No, it's good.
All right,
Like there's
moving
like a
on
lot
from
of,
that.
There's a lot of little details in the game that make it better. Like
my
obviously
God.
you play as a shut the fuck up. There obviously you play as someone that's inexperienced as like a Spider-Man, but like when he web swings around and like falls off buildings and stuff, he doesn't like just do like the graceful. He has like little flips and stuff
Oh,
that he
yeah.
does. Like he web swings, he does like a little twirl. Like he's having fun with it.
But he
Right.
also
And it's
trips
the
over
coolest
shit.
part. Yeah, he'll trip over like
When
he's
you
clumsy.
land, he like trips a little
It's
bit
the
and
coolest
gains his
part
balance.
of
that's
the
good,
entire
yeah.
game.
Dude,
It's
they're
the
tripping.
coolest part.
Because
I
Miles,
love
the
that.
character of
nuances that
Miles
really
Morales
show.
is an inexperienced Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's the point.
You know the whole
Yeah.
like joke about like superheroes just destroying everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the consequences of him being inexperienced and causing millions upon millions of dollars in damage.
Yeah, that's the entire point of the
Like
game.
you see him doing
And then
this
rocks
shit.
on.
Before, if you're watching like Peter Parker do it, you're like, damn, that's crazy. I hope they got insurance. But you see what Miles Morales, and you're like, dude, you're fucking everything.
The
You're
window
fucking up
cleaners in New
everything.
York
Yeah,
are
It's New
fucking
York.
pissed
doesn't
off
New
with all
York
those
kinda
webs.
need to be a little bit,
Yeah, a little bit.
exploded every now and
Spoiler:
then.
Batman kills
Except
him.
for 20 years ago, of course.
Batman pile drives
be
him
very
through the earth.
insensitive to
It's
say
crazy.
something
And I think
You
it's
should
just
play it. It's great. It's great. It's great.
the
Directed by
story
Zack
just does
Snyder.
a wonderful job at just like establishing Miles Morales and his relationships and like the meaning of Harlem to him.
Isn't like
Because like
You know,
does he have a mom?
yeah, he has a
Is she
mom.
hot?
she's
Yeah.
pretty hot. I have like one complaint with the game, like actually.
Genuinely.
Yeah, not like it's not big, but it was just
duration?
like no, I don't care how long it is. I thought it was great either way.
Yeah.
I like it more than the original or the 2016.
Absolutely.
I like it more. I just like Miles though.
Because
is
it
my
wasn't
thing.
filled with useless bullshit to
The
extend
only
it.
thing that makes it feel weird is I had a great time with it because I got the game holiday season.
Yeah.
But that game is very much holiday season. The game.
Yeah.
The
It's,
very beginning
the
is
snow.
you running through
It's
the
snowy,
mall.
right?
Yeah, it's snowy. It's Christmas time during the game.
Yeah.
Like it's almost too thematically Christmas because like once you play it in summer, you're just gonna be like, oh, that's great.
Is it the exact
little weird.
same map as Spider-Man PS4?
Yeah, it's just-
Yeah, but it's
exact same
but
thing.
like,
Yeah, but
it's
it's new.
accentuated in Harlem.
Right.
Because like you can still go to the other areas in the game,
Right.
But Harlem has like
Wherever
the huge
like the
cultural
hub
thing in
is, where you're
Harlem.
constantly going back to,
The Harlem
where most
Renaissance.
of the story
jazz
missions are
music,
taking
yes,
place
of
out
course.
of.
So
Right.
there's graffiti art
Yes,
everywhere.
the
best
in
character
Harlem.
is the
There's
deaf
a bunch
girl.
of music. There's a bunch of people walking around. There's a bunch of food
Interesting.
stands. And there's so much more depth put into Harlem and its area. When he's walking around, he's dabbing people up and shit. And
Yeah, it's great.
waving at them and shit.
Like,
Bro.
it's so like without
That's
sounding
what's up.
weird, like it's so fucking adorable because it's
Like,
like
it's
these
great.
genuine friendships that he has. It's great, and the deaf girl is the best character. I don't care what anybody says.
Deaf Girl.
I love her.
Easily
She
great.
is like so fucking adorable, and I love their
Spider-Man
interactions.
know how to sign?
I mean, they don't say anything, so it's always
Miles
good
does.
shit.
Sign language, yeah.
Yeah.
Miles Morales.
Miles
does, 'cause
Morales
he is
does.
so
He
much
can
smarter
say
than
stuff,
Peter
okay.
Parker.
Yeah,
and I
he's
will
a
die
very
on
smart
hill
kid. Like, there's like a
saying
part
that.
in like the original game too, because Miles is in there, and it's like his setup game. And
Yeah.
like, there's like a part. I hate the part, but I thought it was pretty cool either way. Like, you're stealthing around, and he can hack shit on his phone immediately. So he's
Yeah.
like a robot, and he's like, "Oh wow, pull this phone and hacks it," and you're like, "You're just a child."
Yeah, you are not
He's a smart
the
fucking
thing
kid.
about Spider-Man 1 is that it was set up. When I was playing it, I realized like
It was.
they want to build upon this. That's why it was so slow.
Okay.
Because it was huge. I think the epilogue was absolutely amazing,
What
which
game
I can't really get into.
What was announced? It was 2016 the game came out, right?
No, 2017.
2017.
Yeah, it was. It
What
came
came
out
out?
a day
Wasn't
after
it?
I got my braces.
Because I remember when that game was announced at E3, it was like people I didn't understand because I wasn't really too excited for a Spider-Man game until I played it. But like people were freaking out. I don't remember what else was announced. Was that the same year that like Last Guardian and shit were announced, or is that 2015, 2016?
2016 is when Spider-Man was announced, along with God of War. Like all of these Sony exclusives were getting announced.
Right, yeah,
and it was
yeah.
fucking huge.
That's why I thought it was kind of buried underneath because
Pretty
God
sure
of War
Last
and
of Us
stuff.
got Cyberpunk
No,
got
Cyberpunk.
really announced. No, 2017 or 18, I would say.
Cyberpunk's been in the it had more
Over 8
like than a
years.
7 long year development. It was in development for over
What, Cyberpunk?
over a
8 years.
decade,
Over 8 years.
Yeah.
over 8 years. Yeah, a long
That's
ass
when they
time.
really started working
Well,
on
that's
it.
an
and it got
entirely
Well
released
before
to-
The Witcher.
That's an
City
entirely
Project Red.
different
And what is it like
conversation.
now? What is the state of it now? Because I know
Well,
it had a
well,
shitty
we are
launch.
we
on
can get into
Cyberpunk.
this forever.
I could
We'll go on
absolutely
this for a
talk about it
second.
if you
I
want to
still
get
haven't
into it.
played
We gonna
Because I'm
pivot?
playing through it again right
we
now.
gonna pivot?
Can we pivot?
We gonna pivot?
Yeah,
We
Absolutely.
can bounce
I
around.
don't see why not. Let's talk about
I'm-
Cyberpunk. That game
Go
fucking
for it.
See where the
sucks.
conversation
Yeah.
goes. Right?
Wow, you know, that was perfect.
Cyberpunk.
I like
There
the
we
meme
go.
of Keanu Reeves where it's like,
Ah, yes.
why do you come? That's my favorite meme.
Good shit. Good shit.
I'm playing through Cyberpunk 2077 right now on a PS5, right? The PS4 version, because Sony pulled it a
Wait,
week after it came out.
so you can't get PS5 version of
No,
Cyberpunk
they never
4?
released a PS5
Right.
version.
Okay,
So
so it's
they're
only
working on
backwards
it right
compatible
now.
now.
I have a question.
Just like everything else.
How
What?
was this game in development for 7 fucking years and had such a shitty, terrible launch? How did this happen? Is it because of like the
CEO.
console generations
That
or something?
happens so
Companies.
much more than you think.
It's over ambition, isn't it? It's the promise of delivery.
Dude, this is
This is
my favorite meme.
that made me more hyped for the game than anything
Yeah,
else.
same.
Any of the cinematic
It was all the
trailers,
fucking
any of the
Keanu
gameplay
memes.
trailers, right?
I feel like good.
Wake the fuck up, samurai.
Dude, his character in the game's not bad.
we got a podcast to record.
Like,
Me and Matt were talking about this because we were like, oh, dude, I'm so fucking excited for this game. We launch it.
Oh, absolutely.
And my character has the intro. He splashes water on his face, looks into the mirror, and it's just like
Number 2.
his skin's peeled back, and I see like raw eyeball. And it's like,
yeah,
what?
and then like
It's
I was just in this playthrough that I'm
love
playing.
eyeballs.
Everything was fine until I looked up into the mirror. It looked fine. It's not rendered great because they had to downgrade so much to get it back on the Sony store. And then I see a dude open like this stall to get in, and he immediately turns sideways and starts walking up the stall. Like, because I was like, damn, it's actually looking good. Like it's going good. And then he starts walking up the stall, and I'm like, yep, there it is.
There it was.
Because I bought it. We both bought it on PC and played it night of.
I bought
Right.
it.
Which
I think
broke
the
Steam.
launch, right?
Yeah, it broke Steam, right? It had the most concurrent players on a launch day, I think, in Steam's history, right?
Yeah, before New World, I guess you're right. Yeah,
New World? Oh, yeah.
New World broke
it.
the Steam
What-
charts.
What exactly was going on with Cyberpunk? for
And
them
what
to,
is the state of it now?
Completely shut off and refund
So-
everybody on the game.
Oh my God.
That
you have
game
no
released
idea.
in the worst state that I've seen any game release because they did this thing where they we talked about this forever with Elijah
yeah,
and Tucker,
absolutely.
but games are now kind of built around making a market around hype, and people get hyped for it.
Yeah.
So this is a very hyped up game.
Yeah.
Not to say that they make perfect games, but they have made a good game, a great
Witcher
game,
3.
Witcher 3. But they still make
It's a
buggy games.
well-renowned series.
And I think
Absolutely.
they were probably a little too ambitious, and ambitious games usually mean a lot of bugs. So they didn't squash those bugs, and it released in the most broken state you could ever imagine.
One of
way
the
to put it.
best examples that I can use right now is Elden Ring. Right, that's not because I'm a Souls fanboy like this motherfucker, but because we didn't even know it was like it was announced and they were like, we don't know when it's coming out, and then out of nowhere they dropped a fucking gameplay trailer to show you the game, and then immediately after gave
Well,
people keys for a network.
Yeah, I was about to say,
test.
fuck, they dropped a network test out of nowhere, and there's like
were
no
playing-
bugs at all.
They would not let people play Cyberpunk. No one got review copies. No one got nothing.
They actually delayed
Damn.
the game like a fucking year and a half or
Damn,
something stupid like
that's
that.
such a bad move on their part because one of the biggest things about hype is giving out people early copies,
Yeah.
so that they can play the game
That's-
beforehand and actually give a good review.
That's the state the
which I
game
think
was in.
IGN was
Cyberpunk
maybe
was
IGN
also
might have been
being
the only
rushed.
people who
IGN.
might have had some sort of experience
Cyberpunk,
like that.
even though in development for 8 years, it got scrapped and remade so many times.
Yeah.
And then by the time they released it, they cut so much shit.
They rushed the game out,
Dude,
too.
if you look into the thing I was like most excited for was the Mantis Blades. The Mantis Blades are a
So
it's a
cool.
cybernetic
So
thing
cool.
that goes
Original
into your
trailer.
arm, and the blades come out and you can fight with them.
Yeah.
And like as soon as I got it, right, that was the first thing I was going for because you have to work a little bit for it. So I got it and I equipped them and I looked a little to the left to my shadow and my arms were above
Yeah, and
my
it looked
fucking-
What the fuck?
because of the first person perspective. 'cause
Right, say, oh my god, so your 3D character model, third person, is just
Yeah.
fucking jank, like T-posing.
Because
bad.
there's certain ways to do first person games. They make two different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
They make the first person perspective completely different, and then the third person, like the model, a
Right.
different thing. Because like
The
just like in
camera will
Call
be
of Duty,
slightly
you
in
know how
front.
you're fucking holding your gun
Yeah.
against your face, but everyone looks normal. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
didn't do that. So the best game I can make an example for like first person and a third person perspective. So Darkness is a shooter that is a third person game in a first person perspective. It does not work whatsoever. So you have to make two
Yeah, not
different
at all.
cameras, two different mechanics. That's what's so complicated about first person
that can only
shooters.
lead to more problems.
Yeah, so they did a shortcut with Cyberpunk and
Bugs.
it didn't work on that at all. It's fucking. I didn't regret buying the
so-
game. I was so hyped for it. I didn't regret it.
Yeah, no,
until
I
I
enjoyed
booted
it.
Up. Until I booted it up and saw the title card, like the main menu, bombastic and flashing and shit, and I was like, I regret
Well,
this.
you keep finding
Well,
more
how
and
is
more
it now?
stuff in the game. It's still broken. I mean, it's a little more fixed.
It's
but,
a
like,
little bit better,
It'll
but
probably take a
that
few
game
years.
was like weird because
More
I
than
kept
honest.
telling myself, "Oh, I really like it," and I saw a bug and I just closed my eyes and it's like, I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
But like, I'd go through so many like cool quests. It was like that's so clever of like writing like an open world game. It's super clever. It's super
yeah.
good. And then it's like this part. Oh, it's super funny. Or like you get this armor set. Oh, that's really nice. The design's really cool. And
Yep.
it's like there's so many things in that game. It's like if this was a fixed game, I could see this being top 50 of all time.
yeah.
Sure, but. I have to. I kept like dragging my feet, like saying how much I like it, and the more and more I dragged my feet and got further in the game, I realized I'm lying to myself.
Even whenever we were talking to each other while we were playing through it, we were playing through it at the same time. I eventually stopped before him because I was like, it feels disrespectful to play this game before they finish
Yeah.
it. Because I know that the people that made this, who made Witcher 3, my all-time favorite game, I know that this isn't what they were going for. This
Yeah, I
is
can see
like
that.
this is something that like the company wanted to make profit off of immediately. They wanted to get
Not
it
the
out
developer.
as
Who's the
quickly as
publisher?
possible.
Who's the
CD
publisher?
Projekt Red. And
they gave them
Wait,
so
they're
much
the-
fucking money to
they're the
make the
developer and
actual game over, the
But they had
course
to
of
keep
these like
scrapping
8
it.
years and everything.
Yeah,
They
Well,
keep
I mean,
scrapping it
waiting
over and
for
over.
a game is not bad.
Why?
Like I've waited multiple years for a lot of games that come out great. I've waited 10 years for a game once, and like it came out great. But like the problem comes in it to where they don't know how to utilize their time. I would have waited another like 4 or 5 years for Cyberpunk if it
Easy.
actually came
Well,
out.
everybody
good.
knows that a lot of
Actually-
times game developers hit crunch time during like what I
Death
don't know
threats.
when, but crunch time is
Yeah,
like
when
a
they get death
critical
threats, you have to do
component in
that.
the
yeah,
game
the
development
fans were
industry.
getting because they released. If they didn't release a fucking release date, it would have been fine.
I don't understand why people do that a lot of the time.
I don't
Hype.
know.
You have to delay a
but
game. If
it
it's not in
fucks the
good shape,
game.
you have to delay a
pre-release
game.
and then you end
They
up with Cyberpunk.
they delayed it over 8
Well,
months.
people are dumb.
Because if they just like
Yeah, that's all
didn't
it
do
is.
that and said like we're working on it, everyone would be like understandable, okay.
Right.
But they released something and they were like, this is when it's gonna come out. And like 2 days before, maybe
Did they?
like a week or two, The first release date, they were like, "We got a delay. We're sorry."
yeah,
Everyone's like,
they
"Okay,
did.
we want it to be perfect, beautiful, that's great." And then they were like,
It happened like 7 more times.
"Hey,
There was actually a meme going around because they had the same fucking thing that they posted. It was like a yellow backdrop, like thematically
Yeah, with
of the
the
game,
letter.
and it has like the letter, and it was like, "Oh, so sorry, we're going to delay the game." Yada yada yada, a bunch of bullshit. There was actually a meme going around that was like so funny because of how simple it was and how true it was. Where it was just, "Dear people following this game" or something. It was "Fuck you." Love CD Projekt Red.
By,
And
like,
it was like, oh, okay, they're delaying
the
it.
4th or 5th delay, people were like, "We're gonna kill you." Like they were like individually sending.
Yeah,
death
people are
threats
crazy,
to
bro.
developers
People
and
are
shit.
fucking crazy.
They were like, "Fine, we'll release it." And then everyone was like, "Why did you release?
Why
it?
did you do this?
game.
Why did you release a broken game?" And everyone's like,
Mom, they won't release the game.
"See, that's what gamers are killing gamers.
Yeah.
Gamers
That-
are killing gamers.
That's true.
Like we're
It's a dog-eat-dog
committing mass
world.
genocide on ourselves because
Yeah,
there
so
are like
that's a Blizzard.
2 or 3 notable games that come out a year now, whereas before,
It used to
if
be like
you
20.
2013, there was
Dude,
like,
I remember like sitting down and watching E3, like excited on my couch and like making a list on my phone, like on a piece of paper
my
as a kid, being
God.
like, I can't wait to play this fucking game. Like I'd make
God
a list
damn,
of
they
like
used to have
games I need to
bangers
play
coming
and
out
stuff.
every
And now the
single
Yeah.
list is, the list
I
is
watch it
smaller
now.
every
Yeah, I
single
watch it
time.
now, and there's like 5 games. I'm like, fuck, dude, games are like
It's not
shitty
as
now.
small.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
If you watch like E3 from back in the day, people are screaming, dog.
Yeah,
Far
dude, it was
Cry
hype.
3's
I was
announcement-
fucking losing my shit back in
Yeah,
the day.
same.
And
I was
people-
like,
I
Chris
lose
announcement
more
was
hype
insane,
every
dog.
single year. I lose more hype.
It's like
Absolutely.
every
It's the
single
presentation just seems to sink every time.
every
I
time
mean,
I- have
the
you seen the
Cyberpunk
FIFA
thing
presentation?
when they brought Keanu Reeves on, that was actually a pretty good.
Oh my god,
That's
that was
good.
amazing.
That was actually really
that was
good.
a great
That made
show.
history.
But like other than that, like the last
The
few
last
years,
one
it
I
just
can name
sucks.
that actually was like amazing was whenever they did The Last of Us 2's thing, where they had like the person play the guitar,
Yeah.
and they had like the
Yes.
cool room, like it was away from the studio. It's like, man, I fucking miss when we had creative shit like this all the time.
absolutely.
Right.
I remember like
That's great.
maybe it was like 2016, 2015. It's the same year Last
Like back
Guardian
in the
was
day.
announced. I don't know, I don't remember it, but I remember like having a list of like every single Sony game I saw. I was like, I am buying a PS4 to do this, and I didn't have the money for it, but I wanted
absolutely.
it. And I remember like they kept bringing in like old directors from games, and like everyone's freaking out, like losing their shit, and like all these big names and game companies are coming out and saying like, oh yeah, we're working on this. I remember those games were great. That doesn't happen now.
Stranding.
Death
We're not-
Death
Stranding.
Stranding.
For
Let's-
personal reasons, we're not talking
Let's
about.
crush the spirit of
I don't know
Peyton.
anything.
We're
about
not-
sorry,
that
Team
game.
of fanboy.
So I love
What happened
video.
with that game?
I can tell you.
Hold on.
I
Should
love-
we can get into that. I was gonna bring up something earlier about getting back to Miles Morales. If you guys wanted to get back
yeah, we
onto
can
that.
pivot back real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
sure.
I'll go ahead and bring up that
I
point.
love Batman.
So I was gonna say
Kilometers.
Arkham style combat because that's
not-
that's I
means
will
so
say
much more.
any sort of third person over the shoulder game that has
cap,
fighting
I hate combat
any
like that.
I
any
love
sort
it.
of way similar to Arkham. I will say it's Arkham style combat.
Absolutely.
Because-
Because it made the genre.
Right.
Right?
So
Because Mad
it
Max,
did.
you know.
Mad Max
Spider-Man,
was inspired by that.
Shadow
shit,
of Mordor,
definitely.
Shadow of War. I think
That's right.
I don't know. There's something about cinematic games like that with bombastic combat. I don't think you could make any other kind of combat with Spider-Man.
Because
yeah.
if you're gonna do something like, say, you're making a Superman game or something like that, do you
Make it
want
first-person
do you want to have Superman do combos? Do you want to have Superman do down, forward,
I wanna punch someone's
left,
gut open.
1-2 strings, or do you want to just fucking blow up the Earth? Which
I
one
just
would
wanna
you
blow up
rather
the
do?
Earth.
Yeah, I just want to blow up the Earth.
So
Yeah.
Exactly.
Earth.
the thing
I
about
had another point though.
I think
Keep going.
Arkham
Fucking
style
Six
games
Flags
are
and
getting out of date.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's always a different way to like
Yeah, it was
come
cool
up
for
with a different
2010
fighting
when that was
style
new.
or
I don't know.
whatnot.
I can still say that I
time.
thoroughly
But every-
enjoy it because you don't have any fucking
yeah,
creativity.
but be unbiased with it.
I'm
Be
not
unbiased.
unbiased with it.
But every
Because I know how to
fucking
play the game the way it's meant to
every
be
game
played.
that's like that. No, that's not okay. Sure, maybe you do, but like whenever I play another game that has style like that, where it has like those combo system stuff, and I enjoy them, it's not because I was simply more creative. It was because it was fucking better. Like if I play Devil May Cry. I mean, obviously, it's not the same kind of combat, but it's the same premise. Like, I know how
Devil
to
May
do
Cry
combos,
is
so it's
Arkham
fun.
style combat.
No,
It's
not.
fun. It's not Arkham style combat, but it's still like
Does the devil
even
like
close.
end
It's
up
third
crying?
person.
no. I will say
And
it
it's over your
forces
shoulder.
you. It forces you to be more
But does
creative.
he end up
It
crying?
does.
And I
mean,
enjoy it. It's not because I have a
but
lack of
it-
creativity. It's just fucking boring.
No,
I press
it's
this
not.
button until I see the sensor above my head, and I press Y.
That's
There
what
you
I
go.
mean.
Wow, that's sicko
That's what I
mode.
mean. You mean the 12 fucking gadgets that Batman has that you don't fucking utilize in
Gadgets.
combat that all have fucking
Go-go?
shortcuts to use it?
Yeah. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
but
it's
you
always
also
fun.
said whenever
Plus the
no,
Predator
shut the
system.
fuck up, because I told you that whenever I played Spider-Man, I sometimes refused to do the combat because I thought it was boring. Where I swing around and use gadgets because I thought it was more funny. And you said you're playing it wrong. When that's not.
That's the Predator system from
can
Arkham, though.
How can I play it wrong?
That's what you're doing.
How can I play it wrong?
If you
I don't
win,
understand.
If you win,
you
it
having
doesn't
fun?
fucking matter. You got,
I'm having a great time.
fun?
I'm having a great time. That's
So
why
what's
it was
bad about
funny.
it?
That's what makes it fun. Is you do it your own way.
Maybe
Do it your
maybe
own
you're just
way.
an Uncle Scrooge about this.
I'll kiss you on the fucking mouth.
I bet you won't.
Bet.
Okay, because you tell me
Three,
I'm playing
two,
it wrong.
one, go.
Because I won't mash X and then press Y occasionally like how you want to. What I want to do is swing around and
he's
be
going
a
for it.
jackass and web people against the walls with cool bombs.
But why
I think it's
not-
funnier.
Wouldn't it be more fun for you to do that while mixing together your own mobility with your combat style?
No.
Because
That doesn't
dude,
make
the
any sense.
animations are so
No,
cinematic.
because-
It's part of the beauty of, like, for me, part of the beauty of watching, like,
That's what it
you know,
is.
Arkham and Batman is, you're just pressing X over and over.
Yeah, it's
press
beautiful
Y.
for the first 5 hours.
No, it's not.
It's beautiful for the first 300 hours.
No, because the thing is, because the way that they changed me from using my mobility
will never
is they
not
do
be
this.
entertaining.
They're like, oh, there's another move you can use, but you should only use it when the shield guys come out. Or, oh, there's this move, but you should only use it when
Have
the
you tried
electric
it on
rod
other-
people come
have
out.
you
Yeah,
tried
and
it on
it does
other
the same
enemies?
thing as the person with the shield. It's not diverse. It's the same
It is
fucking thing.
diverse.
I'm not like saying it's
It's
a
how
bad
you
game
use it.
because of it. But, like, how I use it? What do you mean?
Okay, so you don't have a big,
Justify it.
if you don't have a big dick, right?
We can't talk to. We
I'm
both
pretty
don't have
sure
one.
we're all in that category.
We both don't have a big dick, Matt. Shut up.
No one here
since-
has a big dick.
Since we have that handy,
We all
right,
have vaginas.
We
should
had
compare.
to personally
Let's compare
learn how to
vaginas.
correctly
Yeah.
use our dicks
Matt.
to the maximum extent.
The day that I learned I have a small penis, I told myself I can't win a fight. So whenever I play those games and I'm expected to press X and then Y, I have to win by being a jackass,
I feel
and
bad for
that's
your
me
girl then.
swinging around.
Because you ain't got
She's
no
still with me.
creativity. You ain't got
She's
no
still with me.
creativity. You ain't got no creativity.
Yes, I do. I can play Devil May Cry and enjoy it. I'm that dumbo that goes and does the SSS combo or whatever
Yeah, so
because it's
do
fun.
I.
Because it's fun. Because I was like, I'm gonna force myself to find out how to do it because I enjoy it. But then I play Spider-Man. What do they reward me with? Another cutscene. I could do that by doing any other combo. I could do that by doing
You went
anything.
fucking deep on that one. Dropped a few octaves. The whole
The
shit.
deep cuts.
Heard that over the headset. That shit's
That's good. That's good.
We're not gonna talk about this anymore.
How does it feel?
The
to
point
be
is,
wrong?
This is what I'll bring
I'm
up real
not
quick.
wrong because you can't tell me I'm playing it wrong. That's not how that works. Because if I ask the developer, "Hey, am I playing right if I'm having fun?" They're gonna go, "Yeah, you gave me $60 for it." They're not gonna give a shit. I played the
they
game
do.
from start to finish. I 100% Miles
There is-
Morales.
Hey,
There
hey,
is so much
so
love
did
put
you
into
did you give
Spider-Man,
the creators
into
money?
Batman.
Did you give the creators
I
money?
gave them
Payne?
a lot of
So
money.
you lost.
Too much.
Is what you did. Is what you're saying. You lost.
You've already lost.
I guess we all fucking lost.
No, I
Not
didn't
all of
win.
us-
I
not
didn't
all of
lose.
us
I went
lost
through
to
financial
Saturday,
crisis to play that game, and then I didn't enjoy the combat. What does that make me, an idiot?
Yeah.
I am one, yeah.
Man,
I'm
Here.
just saying, right, if
Fair.
you would let me fucking talk about the combat, right?
yeah. So this
You're
is
not
what I'll
allowed
bring
to.
up for you, real
Okay,
quick. So
yeah.
in Spider-Man PS4, every single suit has different gadgets.
Uh-huh.
So
How
anyways,
does
about
in Miles
Cyberpunk.
Morales? How does Miles Morales bring up the gadgets and change them up? Because I don't believe that Peter Parker is going to be.
You know, the
I'd
point that
love
you
to
combated
fucking
me
talk
with.
about it.
Go
The
on,
point that you
Matt.
combated
I'm
me
help-
with.
I'm helping you.
I'd love to talk
Would
about
fucking
it, right?
love it.
So
Peyton.
every gadget, right?
How
It
you
doesn't
doing?
matter
Fucking
what suit
propose
you
to
get.
it.
If you unlock the suit, you automatically get the gadget, no matter what suit you want to wear, right?
Right.
So you can unlock certain abilities with certain suits. Stop looking at me, you.
Peyton's giving Matt the death stare.
So basically, goddamn it. So there are certain. So if someone wants to do a gadget route,
Right.
right. There are certain abilities for gadget routes to. Oh my fucking
What I
god!
did.
Go ahead and speak. Go ahead and fucking speak.
No, I wasn't raising my hand to
Go
talk.
ahead,
I was raising my hand saying that's
Talk
what I
over
did.
me.
That's what I did. I'm the guy.
What if we
over
all
me, you
spoke
long-haired
at
fuck.
once, and then
You
we
have
would, we would
long
never get
hair.
an
Every-
everybody
you,
speak.
cunt.
No, you
Let's
don't.
everybody
Yeah, I do.
speak at
No, you
once.
don't.
Speak at
Bet. $5.
On that.
$5.
$5.
$5. I have longer hair than you.
What the fuck are we on about now?
Bro, I can,
What are
rub,
we
I can
on
rub my
about?
nipple with my hair.
I dropped down the combo for 1
Ooh,
second.
we got
And my nipples
close call. We got a close
Your
call
nipples?
How do we get to nipples?
here. I don't know.
Okay.
We're getting
So
you
competitive.
guys want
basically-
to compare nipples?
My
Yeah.
style of combat is
Right.
Oonga Boonga, right? I be hitting, right? I hit as much as I can in as little time as
As
I
you should
have,
do throughout
right?
life.
So
And how little
the-
time do you usually
Hit it
have?
from the back.
I would say like in between 3 hits most of the time, you would have like half a second to slide under their legs and fucking kick them. But I want to do as much damage as I can into the front of them, because once you kick them away, they're going to be on the ground for about like 2 seconds, 2.5. I would
And then
say.
you pour the gasoline on them, and then
Yeah, you
watch
pour the
them
gasoline
burn.
on them,
And then you get on the
throw the
helicopter.
match down, and you sit down. You have a marshmallow. you
Miles
have
has a
some-
lot of crazy
And then so
gadgets,
fast
bro.
over. It
He's
does.
got a lot of stuff in his
It does.
utility belt.
So the one that I
Yes.
use happens to be the combat one, to where whenever you use it, you have to get enough attacks and enough executions in order
Yeah.
to charge it back up. But I have one that almost triples my attack strength.
Yeah.
So that's mine. Or with the cloaking with Miles Morales, because he can go invisible.
So that's
right?
not
Shut the
part
fuck
of
up.
No,
a
I was actually
thing that
kinda
he's
forgot about
constantly
that.
able to do.
Yeah.
I forgot
'Cause
that I
here-
can stealth in that game. That's actually what I did
Absolutely.
Yeah.
primarily, because I forgot you can do like the illusions and stuff. So
You
it
can go
actually
through,
kind of
like,
changes how I played.
pretty much every like stronghold and shit and not be seen, and it's
That's
so
what I
much
did,
easier
too.
with Miles Morales.
So here's
it's
the
fun,
thing that I
which
think
is a
of
lot of
whenever I
fun.
think Miles Morales. He has the stealth, he has Venom
The
strikes,
swagger,
and
the swagger,
the swagger.
the very exaggerated swagger.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
he
not that
has
deep.
swagger whenever he's
yeah, the
swinging.
combat's not that deep.
So
I'm wrong.
whenever each of the like how do like each
Is
of
it
those
shallow?
things that
Yeah,
he
I'm wrong.
has, basically, you're saying is a different suit. Like his Venom strikes are a
Yes.
different suit. His stealth thing is a different suit.
No,
His,
you have those constantly.
Yeah.
No matter what, but you have certain abilities that can recharge those specific things
Right.
faster. And then you also have different things where like combat or like physical hits don't do as much damage, or like you can stay in camouflage mode longer.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's specific ones that you could set to yourself.
I got
that
you.
really change the things. Or they had that Into the Spider-Verse one that changes the graphics into the
Which actually was
Spider-Verse.
kinda cool.
And you can have like comic book like sound effects and shit.
Or it's like pow
yeah,
and all
yeah,
that.
yeah. The quip thing from the
Yeah.
first game. So
Yeah.
that's in the second one too, I suppose.
Yeah, that was in the
The
first
quip
game.
suit.
I forgot
Is
about
it
that. How do you-
cel-shaded?
how do you
I don't
know
remember that.
Dude, the cell
I remember
shaded
that.
suit from the first one was it was so cool to look at. I always like it whenever there's a photorealistic.
Salud,
So I think
Sticking my
personally
fucking
the
dick
greatest
inside of
part
a
of Silent
pussy.
Hill is the fact.
We're not talking about Silent Hill this
Why?
time.
I can talk about
We're
it
not
forever.
talking
Inside of the
about it right now.
caboose.
God damn.
Well, that can be an entirely another episode. Entirely
about
another, an entire
I think
other.
Spider-Man
Thomas
is
the
a great
choo-choo
game.
train.
I think Miles Morales is far better because they made
Because
it
he's
shorter,
black. Yes.
and it wasn't build up. This was solely Miles' story, whereas the first Spider-Man game was establishing Miles, because I think they're going to do a lot more with Miles than Peter Parker, because this game is like 10 years after he's been Spider-Man. So it's
It's
obvious
also
that
newer.
he's
It's
like,
got more like
not.
you
Is
know
it?
yeah, he's like 26.
possibilities.
Y'all seen that new E3 trailer? Spider-Man
Bruh.
2.
I'm not,
I don't
I'm
know
not
if
looking
it's
at
good.
I'm not looking at nothing for it. I'm not
I
looking
don't,
at
I don't want to
nothing
see
for it.
anything. I'm excited about the Wolverine
Looks
game.
good,
if
bro.
anything.
I did watch the Ragnarok trailer.
There's a new Lord of the Rings game out, right? Ragnarok?
There's a game.
Lord of the Rings. They're
Did I
making,
say?
they're
Did I
making
say?
a Smeagol game.
I said Wolverine.
I thought you said Lord of the Rings.
No, I said
Sorry.
Wolverine.
Oh shit! Yeah,
They got the
Wolverine.
Smeagol game coming
yeah.
out
Have
though
they-
for Lord
have
of the
they-
Rings.
Yeah, I saw them talk about the Smeagol game like a fucking couple.
I'd
years
rather
ago.
talk about the Wolverine, dude.
I'm not
fucking
talking about the
Smeagol.
Smeagol game.
I stopped the recording right here on accident. We'll go ahead and start it back up again.
Good morning.
We're still rambling, but we're still not
We are.
completely on topic.
We absolutely.
Oh, we're absolutely right.
We'll fit. Okay, so this is what we'll do.
We're still talking about games, you know. It's
Yeah.
I guess like the main topic that we had brought up. Would you
Hot
say
topic.
is Miles Morales? Would you guys say that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say
we've
this is
stayed
the
in
Miles
that,
Morales
though.
podcast, and we'll wrap up whatever
Dark Souls
ideas
too,
that we have on Miles Morales, and then if you guys want to get into anything real quick, we can get into that.
Women.
So-
I would like to get
With
into
the
women.
Spider Morales thing we were talking about. We started good with the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5.
Ladies, hit me up.
To like the Spider-Man gameplay, and which y'all talked about. I don't know if it was yesterday or like 2 days ago. How y'all said the PS4 Spider-Man and PS5 Spider-Man were almost not completely different, but different enough to where people would notice. Like you see
Yeah.
cutscenes and the subway thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's on the money. I mean, that's a whole episode right there. If y'all want to like somehow chop.
Oh, take the ones from that we were talking about the other day.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Dude, we didn't talk about that on the podcast, though, did we? I think we talked about that before.
No,
when
we were
all
arguing about it
rambling.
before.
Do what?
We can talk about it now because I think it's important to reiterate it.
What is?
Remember how we were discussing about the
PS4, PS5.
yeah.
Spider-Man,
So
We were arguing
there's
about God of War.
there's a trophy. Yeah, it was never an argument about God of War, but there's a trophy for Miles Morales where it says like ride the subway.
Right.
And because I'm dumb and have brain syndrome, I thought that riding the subway meant to literally go find the subway or train or whatever and
Eat
ride on
fresh.
top of it.
Well, I mean that's
But
kind of
I
what
didn't know Yeah, but it means fast travel.
Children.
Oh,
Because
okay,
on
yeah.
the PS4 there's a loading screen, but
So
on the
wait,
PS5
you can get
there's
on the
not.
fucking train and
Yeah,
like.
you can fast travel, but on the PS5
Children.
there's no loading screens. So
Oh, I thought you
just
meant
didn't
hop
know
on
that.
top of the train as the
That's
train
what I
is
thought.
moving.
That's what I thought, because that's what I did.
Right.
But like it means hey fast travel to get this trophy. I didn't know that because there's no loading screens on PS5. I didn't know there was a subway. I've never seen anybody talk about it. So
Since I got COVID, I can't.
the only other thing that they have, yeah, right, weird. Subways in New York, crazy.
Never-
But and then
Eat
they
fresh.
eat fresh, and then they have
We don't have
fucking-
subways
to
down
it,
here
huh?
in Georgia.
And then,
the only
they have like the
Never
thing where you can play like performance mode or whatever,
Where
or
is
cinematic
Georgia?
mode on PS5. I think it was for like the original remaster and Miles Morales.
Right.
It just means that it runs
fucking
60
cheat on you,
FPS. But
absolute
then they have like a
troglodyte.
beautiful
Jesus
version
Christ.
of it. They have a beautiful version of it that
Raw dogs this
has.
shit.
They have a beautiful
God
version
damn
of it.
it.
Go to sleep. Do it.
They have a
What were you
beautiful
saying?
version
Slap me
of
again,
it.
motherfucker. I'm grabbing your dick, boy.
Hold up, hold up.
They have a
Hey,
beautiful
hey,
version of
Matt,
it.
Matt.
They have a beautiful version of it. They have a
I was
beautiful
gonna say
version
something.
of
Never
it.
mind.
They have a beautiful version of it that runs at 30 frames, like ray tracing stuff on PS5. It's kind of cool.
Not
yeah.
worth it.
Not worth it.
When is ray tracing coming to Minecraft?
It already is.
It already is, dude. It's
Not
been
for me.
established.
Not for
Almost
me.
It's a
year.
mod.
You're not
The
cool
toggle
enough.
doesn't work for me.
No, you're not.
Racing is in Minecraft.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
it's
PC.
a completely
Mod.
different
Well,
game.
well,
It's beautiful.
Visually.
we're talking about the PC version
Oh, I play Bedrock.
because that's a given.
Yeah, you're not gonna
We're
get
talking
it
about
done.
Microsoft Store.
It's
Microsoft
I
implemented it.
haven't been able to get like the
Microsoft
toggle to
did?
work because
Microsoft did
it
it.
says
I
it's
don't know.
there, but it doesn't
Maybe?
like you can't like.
I thought it
touch
was
the-
just a
you can't
mod,
turn it
RTX
on.
activated or whatever.
So
There was a bunch of
it was
memes.
released
odd.
by Mojang.
That's
Might-
weird.
might
That's
actually be
wild.
even.
That's
I don't know,
crazy.
like,
That's
the numbers
quirky.
behind it.
So
Mojang.
Mojang. That's a different thing.
Speaking of mahjong, so when you're trying
Shut
to,
the fuck up.
This is
about
the
Yakuza.
Mahjong
I've never been
podcast.
to
We're talking
India.
about board games. So Monopoly.
we teach you how to win now.
Raymond nonetheless.
you know how close I was to 100% in Yakuza 0 until I had to play mahjong? Dude, I couldn't get it. Have you ever genuinely tried to play mahjong? Not like no,
Dude,
No,
it's
No, actual Mahjong is very
actual
complicated.
like,
little
Eastern
odd.
mahjong, not matching the fucking tiles.
This
right?
motherfucker said Eastern Mahjong. Shut the fuck up. We're not talking about Mahjong and Yakuza.
my
I know,
Eastern
it's
franchise.
different. I
It's
know.
different.
I know,
No,
I
it
know,
is
I know.
different.
So Spider-Man is American, and I don't speak gobbledygook. So we're gonna talk about American.
Can you say that on the mic?
Probably not. Probably cut that one out.
Getting up in here with the racism.
The
Yeah.
point is,
I'll bleep it so that everybody knows Peyton is racist.
racist.
a filthy racist.
Just
Yeah.
have his intro and then just that's his next line.
I mean,
Hi, I'm Peyton. I don't speak gobbledygook.
he was saying the N word like crazy before we started.
I don't know what kind of gobbledygook language you're speaking, but I speak American. Goddammit.
Was that actually something that fucking Hank Hill said?
No, that was from Super Mega.
What?
I got
yeah.
that from Super Mega because they had the bit where they were in Japan. And they had like the video of them in the karaoke booth, and it's like Ryan super drunk, and he says that while standing up. It's funny. It's really funny. I could probably get away with it.
It's just a
You
bit.
can get away
Don't
with
bleep
anything.
it out. I'm not a pussy.
If you're fast enough, you can get away with anything.
Huh?
If you're fast enough, you can get away with it.
I don't know about that, man.
Honestly, it's a
I
black joke.
don't think I
You,
can.
you do
girlfriend's
have
very
to
happy.
probably
If-
probably wear gloves. I would say wear gloves.
What'd you say? I think if I blew up the Empire State Building and then left fast enough, I think I'd still get found out.
Oklahoma City
know,
bombing
man.
moment.
I don't know. I
was
think
that?
FBI did it. The FBI did it.
A Unibomber moment. This we just had
Alright.
a Unibomber
CIA
moment.
did
This
that on the
entire
podcast.
bit's gonna have to get cut out.
Deep end here.
So
So,
Miles Morales is great.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's
I'm gonna get
Of course,
hit.
of course.
And I forgot and completely neglected the fact earlier, which we kind of brought up, that the game has an entire stealth system. Mm-hmm. And so you can like climb on the walls and the ceiling and like execute people stealth way, but they obviously aren't going to look up at the ceiling.
I can.
So it and like
It's a very beautiful
using like the
ceiling, by way.
gadgets for like a hologram and put like the bombs, like stick them to the wall and all that like silently is like genuinely the most fucking fun I've had in that game.
Uh-huh.
Where I would do that over the combat any day because it's just
Absolutely.
like I like stealth in games, even though I don't think it's always good in games. It's very very hard to make a good stealth system. Miles Morales takes advantage of the fact that you're playing as Spider-Man though, and the fact that they do that adds a lot to the gameplay. Because obviously, if you're playing as a generic Splinter Cell character, this guy, you're not gonna be able to do as much. We're not gonna talk about Sam. I know. I
Let's
didn't
talk
even
about
dish
Dishonored.
on Sam Fisher. What?
Dishonored.
Yeah, it's a great game. What about it?
Miles Morales with the camouflage system really adds a lot.
It does.
Right.
Genuinely, because like stealth in those games, like forced stealth sections are one of my least favorite
I
things
hate
in
that
video
shit.
games.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Like in Grand Theft Auto, when
That's
you
just
just
annoying.
crouch a little bit and you have to move a little.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I
such
mean? A
a
little bit at a
very
time.
watered down mechanic that
Absolutely.
doesn't really add too much to the story, or it
Yeah.
doesn't add anything to the gameplay that much.
Intricated Well, like with Spider-Man, I can see how it would be well.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
great. Like it's so goddamn fun going.
I agree.
Dude, I'm fucking
It's the same
Spider-Man.
thing.
Like I see, someone sees me, I go invisible and slingshot myself to the ceiling, and then
And
I'm
then you
gone.
can rappel down.
And like the idea that's so cool. Oh yeah, you can rappel too. So you can
It's
like
fucking
descend
great.
slowly. I have like a stupid Mary Jane moment where I descend slowly and they turn around and I blast them with the web like bomb or something.
Yeah, and
I was like,
the
oh dude,
animations
I
are
feel
funny
so
and never
cool.
get old.
Seen a couple videos
There's
like
one.
that.
Yeah, I
If
seen
you
a
were to,
couple
if you were to
videos.
like shoot a web at his dick, would it pull his dick off, or like would his whole
No, there's not enough strength there. I mean, maybe.
It could.
You know how
It's up to
strong
him.
Spider-Man is?
Dude, it's
No,
literally a
he
spider
probably,
web.
he could probably
You can
lift at least 40
sneeze and
pounds.
your dick will
I
come.
don't know. I mean, like just four stealth
That's
sections.
true.
are just
What's his,
awful,
like,
but
bench max?
Spider-Man, like
I'm so
the
lost.
stealth section in
mean, he's only
Family
a
Guy,
kid,
the
you know.
PlayStation 2 game.
Right.
I think the one with Brian is really
Cranston?
forced. You have to like act like a dog
That's a
sometimes.
weird
Brian
and
who?
you have to keep walking.
That's
then you
an
gotta act like a
autistic
dog
pull.
sometimes, and then like
That's
you get
like
on two
autism
legs,
pull.
and you gotta run by.
Is this Spider-Man?
No, it's
Yeah,
yeah, the
man.
Family Guy PS2 game where you play Brian and this like the 4 stealth section. Like this part you have to run across and
They
you
did not
cross
make
like
an
a dog
actual
and run
Family Guy
across.
game.
They made a couple. I like the part where
I'm
you.
talking about the Family Guy.
Hey, do you remember
game.
the Family Guy game? You remember the Family Guy
What did
game?
it
I think on the
launch on?
Xbox where you're playing, I think
What?
Brian or Stewie, and you homicide the. You commit homicide against the. What was
Jews?
it? No, it was the Mormons.
Who wouldn't?
No, not the Mormons. The what's the word for
Well,
like
you
the
wanna do
weird
genocide
fucking
on those
people
guys.
that come in?
Jehovah's Witness.
No, it's like
Also Jews.
Are they
they're like,
Christians?
they're like Quakers
Muslims?
basically, but not
Hindu-
Also
Hindus.
Jews. Also Jews.
Quakers. You say Quakers.
Yeah, but like
Yeah, but
The
That's
it was
oatmeal.
wasn't it?
they're like
I love oatmeal.
no, it was a religion back in the day.
oh
Quakers,
fuck the
before Quakers.
fucking
Dude, you know what I'm fucking talking about? The people that are like,
Amish.
oh yeah, you
Amish?
genocide a bunch of Amish people is what
Awesome.
it was.
Amish.
Awesome. Fuck those people. They're,
No, but they just remind me of Quakers.
Yeah, fuck the
That
Amish.
could
They
be,
ain't
I
hearing
don't
this.
know. I don't know the history of fucking Amish people. It could be
Yeah, they're never gonna hear it.
What are they, deaf?
Yeah,
What is Amish?
probably.
a bunch of fucking degenerates. I'm sorry, I don't mean.
Out here in Amish,
Yeah,
smoking
fuck 'em.
big doinks in Amish.
Who's gonna defend them anyway? Like nobody's an Amish person. Nobody-
Yeah, exactly. Like the
Nobody
Amish,
knows an
you
Amish
gotta-
person.
You gotta give a little respect for them because they are the only people who have them. They, ain't nobody else gonna take in the Amish. They have their own little land out there, and they just be growing crops and shit.
They do be
having,
building barns.
having their old times and whatnot. You know, it
Yeah,
seems like
I love the
seems
video
like
game
a
Amish Simulator.
vagrant life.
Where you just
Out there in the
yeah,
fields
you wake
and
up in the morning and you
stuff.
just
It's also
kill
called
yourself.
Farming Simulator.
Good morning,
Goat Simulator?
Sunday morning.
That one too, yeah.
Swinging in Miles Morales is so exhilarating.
It's like an Amish person.
It's like swinging in that game feels absolutely amazing.
It does.
It's just never like I almost never fast traveled until I was 100%ing the game.
Yeah,
Like,
Same,
when
I actually never
yeah,
did. I love
swinging
when I was
on
playing
the ceiling.
through, the story, I would not fast travel anywhere because like with the PS5, it's instant. You
So-
fast travel, you still swinging.
So you like
Right.
slow travel usually.
I wouldn't say it's slow.
It's like
Say it's
medium.
like subpar.
I would say it's like
Medium.
average
less
speed.
than fast
I
travel.
would say it's completely average, Clay.
Interesting.
So, are you going about 45 miles an hour
I
whenever
would
you
say
swing?
maybe like 60, like 5 above the speed
five
limit.
above.
I would say.
What's the
Because
speed
that's
limit
legal
in New
and,
York?
he's
Have to
all
get
about
into semantics.
abiding by the law.
Can you pull over Spider-Man?
You absolutely can.
You know, my favorite
Fuck,
quote
I'm
in the
going
game is
70.
whenever the big kingpin dude looks at you and says, "I have
You
arachnophobia,"
think the
it looks
cops
you
would shoot
directly in the
Miles
eyes and then says the N word and kills you.
Yeah, the cops actually won't speak to you in Miles Morales.
It's a weird mechanic. I don't get why they did it.
So
but
the cops usually love like a superhero or whatever, but then he takes his fucking mask off. They see he's black. Do they like start like charging him? With,
They
like,
actually pull their guns out of
vigilantism or
hesitation.
some shit.
Yeah, it's not something that it's really a cultural game.
Let's not get political.
It's
Let's not get
showing,
political.
the struggles this small Harlem area has to deal with because it's a poorer area.
Why are they poor?
and
Yeah, they need to cut that shit out.
All
What
right,
the
we
fuck
should
are
All
they-
right,
Probably
yeah.
not.
So let's go ahead and.
We should probably.
I was just
Yeah,
asking
we're tainted
questions to
bad.
progress the podcast.
You know, the Amish
just,
people
I was,
one we can
I'm
keep
always
in
looking
here,
and
but not
always
this
digging.
one.
Yeah, as soon as we got to almost the 13% numbers,
I think okay, so
We-
yeah.
I heard, why is your poor?
I don't
Why-
recognize
any
those
13%
statistics.
Yeah, let's
Eat the pizza.
So the exaggerated swagger of a young black teen or something.
Wow.
God.
Take it into a racial
That's,
place again.
that's the last
Dayton.
time we're gonna say that.
Deplorable.
Right.
That was your first sentence.
Yeah, it's actually the first thing he said when he said Miles Morales.
That is true.
I just love black
Hey,
people.
what goes around comes around.
All right, that's fair.
So yeah, we'll go ahead and get this shit. So this has been 2 drinks in with
I actually
drinks
finished my
in.
second beer.
Peyton,
2
minutes
drinks
ago.
in with Matt
2 drinks
Matty-
in with Carter,
Matty Cheese.
Maddie the Cheese Bandit.
The Matt,
the cheese puff himself.
bro, you ever had mozzarella?
Yo, put that shit
drinks
up.
in with
Put that
Clay.
shit up on a pizza.
Shut your bitch ass up.
Ah, fuck pizza.
Yeah, he's weird. He doesn't like
All
pizza.
right, this is 2 drinks in.
You some kind of
Thank
racist against
you.
Italians?
What did they do?
They Beretta?
This was 2 drinks in.
What
My
did they
fucking
do?
Discord's trying to update. I can't stop the
Gosh.
podcast.
This was
now.
2
Keep
drinks
it going.
in.
Tell me.
Keep it
This tells
going.
me what the
Peyton?
Italians did.
Joined by Matt,
have they done?
Carter,
They've done a
Ashton,
lot
and
of
Clay.
bad
What have they done?
things.
What have they done? Mussolini, that's what they did.
We're helping
Well, I'll
out.